Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. We're diving into the world of robotics today
Sounds fun.
and looking at Unitree Robotics in particular.
Okay.
They've been catching a lot of attention lately for their work with quadruped robots.
Yeah,
And
their approach to making robotics more affordable is really interesting.
exactly. And we want to really dissect that, Like
Mhm.
what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
What's their product line? Like how's their tech different and how do they stack up against you know,
The big guys.
yeah, like the big guys like Boston Dynamics. So,
Well, I think one of the things that makes Unitree so fascinating is
yeah.
they're coming out of China, which is really becoming a powerhouse in the robotics world.
Yeah, it's been amazing to see their growth.
And they're not just copying what others are doing, they're really carving out their own niche with these quadrupeds.
Right, these four-legged robots that are, super agile and adaptable.
Exactly.
So let's talk about what they're actually making. What are some of their key products?
Sure. So their flagship product is the G1 series, and it's designed for both personal and industrial use.
Interesting.
So you can kind of think of it as a platform that you can customize for different tasks.
Yeah.
Then there's the Aliengo,
Uh-huh.
which is built for more heavy-duty industrial stuff, where performance really matters. And then for the really tough jobs,
Yeah.
they have the B1, which is a super robust robot that can handle pretty much anything.
So they've got a robot for pretty much every need.
It seems that way, right?
But what sets them apart? What makes them unique?
Well, one of the big things is their focus on affordability.
Okay.
And they're doing this by developing their own technology in-house. Like, for instance, they've created these special actuators.
Actuators.
Yeah, basically, they're like the muscles of the robots.
Okay.
And Unitree's actuators are really efficient and cost-effective.
So wait, break that down for me a little bit.
Right.
What exactly is an actuator?
Sure, so think about how our muscles contract and relax to allow us to move our limbs. Actuators in robots work in a similar way. They take energy and convert it into motion. So that allows the robot to move its legs and do stuff.
Oh, I see. So it's like the mechanism that allows for movement.
Exactly. And Unitree has designed theirs to be super lightweight and powerful, which helps with the robot's agility and keeps costs down.
Got it. So they're innovating at the component level, not just putting together pre-made parts.
Exactly. And they're not stopping there. They're also using AI and machine learning in their robots.
Oh, wow. So they're getting pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, this lets them navigate tricky environments, make decisions on their own, and even learn from experience.
That's impressive.
So picture a Unitree robot inspecting a factory floor. It can not only spot potential hazards, but also learn the layout and adapt as it goes.
So it's constantly getting smarter.
Exactly. It's pretty cool stuff.
So we've talked about factory inspections. What are some other ways these robots are being used?
Oh, tons of ways. They're being used in warehouses to help move packages, keep track of inventory, and even patrol for security. They're also finding a place in the energy sector,
Interesting.
inspecting pipelines and power lines in remote areas.
Right. So they're going places that might be dangerous for humans.
Exactly. And they can do it more efficiently and often more cost-effectively.
So they're really targeting industries where efficiency and safety are paramount.
Yes, and affordability, too.
Right.
Right, because that's a big part of their appeal.
Absolutely. So what about beyond industry? Are there any applications outside of those more traditional sectors?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one area that's really interesting is search and rescue.
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
Their agility and ability to navigate rough terrain could be really valuable there. And there's even potential for them to be companions or assistants for people with disabilities,
Well, base.
helping them with everyday tasks and giving them more independence.
It's really remarkable how versatile these robots are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just about the cool factor. They're actually making a difference in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do have to ask, how do they measure up against a company like Boston Dynamics, which is often considered the gold standard in robotics?
That's a great question.
I mean, you mentioned that Unitree's focus is on affordability,
Right.
but are they sacrificing capability to achieve that?
Well, Boston Dynamics makes amazing robots like Spot and Atlas.
Yeah.
They can do incredibly complex movements and tasks. They're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But their robots are expensive.
Right. They're not exactly targeting the mass market.
Exactly. Unitree's taking a different approach.
Yeah.
They're not trying to outdo Boston Dynamics in terms of pure complexity or power.
So they're focusing on practicality.
Yeah, they're focused on making robots that are reliable, affordable, and work well for a wider range of applications.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between capability and accessibility.
Exactly.
And can you give us some specific examples of how Unitree robots differ from those made by Boston Dynamics?
Sure. So one of the biggest differences is in their target market. Boston Dynamics is mainly going after large companies, government agencies, and research institutions with big budgets.
Right. They have the resources to invest in that kind of cutting-edge tech.
Exactly. Their robots are designed for very specific tasks, often in dangerous or challenging environments.
Like military operations or disaster zones.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're catering to a niche market.
Yeah, pretty much. But Unitree is aiming for a much broader market.
Okay.
They want to make advanced robotics accessible to small businesses, educators, researchers, even individual consumers.
So their robots are more for everyday use.
Yeah, they're designed to be more versatile and adaptable to different tasks, from industrial inspections to educational demonstrations.
So it's almost like two different philosophies of robotics.
It is. Boston Dynamics is pushing the limits of what's possible, while Unitree is making that advanced tech more practical and usable for everyday life.
I like that. It's like they're democratizing robotics in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this difference in philosophy shows up in their product lines, too.
Oh, wow. So,
Well, Boston Dynamics is known for robots like Spot, a quadruped that's super mobile and agile,
right.
and Atlas, a humanoid robot that's incredibly dexterous.
Yeah.
These robots are designed to operate in unpredictable and complex environments, but they cost a lot.
So they're like specialized tools for specific jobs.
Exactly. Now, Unitree's robots, like the G1 and Aliengo, are also quadrupeds. They're known for their agility and mobility,
Okay.
but they're designed with affordability and ease of use in mind.
I see.
They might not have the same raw power or complexity as a Spot or Atlas,
Yeah.
but they're still incredibly capable for a wide range of tasks, and they're much more accessible to a wider range of users.
So it's about finding that balance between performance and practicality.
Exactly. And that's what makes Unitree so interesting. They're showing that you don't have to break the bank to get your hands on advanced robotics.
Right. And it's all happening within this really interesting robotics ecosystem that's developing in China.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about that and how it compares to other parts of the world.
Absolutely. China has made robotics a major focus of their tech development.
Yeah, we've seen that.
They've poured resources into research development and education, and it's really paying off.
Definitely.
China is home to some of the world's top robotics companies and research institutions now.
So they're not just catching up anymore. They're leading the way in many areas.
That's right. And the government is actively supporting this growth. They've put policies in place to encourage the development and use of robots across different industries.
Wow. So they see robotics as a key part of their future.
They do. They see it as a driver of economic growth and technological advancement.
That's pretty different from what we see in a lot of other countries.
It is.
And let's not forget, Unitree is part of this larger trend of China becoming a global leader in robotics.
Right. Their success really shows how much China has invested in robotics research and development.
And that's something that will have a ripple effect across the world, not just in China.
For sure. It's a sign that we're in a time of huge technological change, and those who embrace it will be the ones who thrive.
Absolutely. So any final thoughts you want to leave our listeners with about Unitree and the future of robotics?
I'd say this. Keep an eye on Unitree. They're not afraid to push the limits, think big, and make a real impact. Their story's just getting started.
That's a great point. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Unitree Robotics. We hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, we have another episode dropping tomorrow where we'll be exploring another exciting topic at the cutting edge of innovation. Until then, keep exploring and keep learning.